Guys, welcome back. Sorry I've taken so long to get this next video out. I know I said a couple of weeks ago I would have kind of 4 or 5 submission videos out in the next few days, but I've just been kind of busy with stuff, so I'm only kind of getting round to going through this just now. I think some of this sub's actually sold, so it's not quite as packed as it was. There wasn't anything really that interesting in it, but I'll start off with a lower grade. So the first one I got back was this Warm Pikachu that came back in an 8. I was hoping for a little bit higher, but I think from looking at the card again, it got a 7 on the surface. I can't remember what it was that I noticed, but there's something really minor. But again, still a really clean card for an 8. There's kind of very slight whitening in the corners and whatnot, but nothing too bad or noticeable. So yeah, still a fairly clean card. I would have kept that, to be honest, but I've just had one that came back in a better grade, so I've listed that one for sale on my eBay. I got this 8 in the Typhlosion. I was looking at my submissions. I've actually got another 2 submissions. It's about 150 cards coming back, and one of the cards in that is the 60 plus version. So you can see here it says incorrect damage, so this was changed to 60 plus. The 60 plus variant is a lot rarer than just the 60 damage one. I don't think the grade I'll get on it's that great, but yeah, I just threw it in because it's quite a rare card in the 60 plus. I got a Blaine's Charizard as well. This one was like pretty good subgrades on the corners and the edges. I got a 7 on the surface. Can't remember what it was. Again, it was something that just kind of caught me by surprise, but yeah, still a very clean card. Some CGC 8s can be really good value. I feel like I just repeat myself in my videos, but it's true. Like that 8 there, I'm not going to say that I've seen PSA 10s in worse condition, but I've seen PSA 10s in worse condition. Yeah, it's really clean. I think they're just a lot more thorough in what they're looking for when they're grading stuff. I get this one. I get this one, and I got a Vaporeon, both from some Japanese decks, but I was kind of struggling to price them up. But I think I've put them on my eBay now. Again, this one got a 7.5 on the surface, which really brought it down. 8.5 on edges as well. I think this one, I don't know if you can really see it, it's got a bit of like scuffing just on that border there. Apart from that, like if you're buying these cards to keep as a kind of, I don't know, like a collection piece, and you don't really have enough money to go for a 10, like if that's what brings it down to an 8, like I don't know, it's just, yeah, a lot of people overlook the kind of conditions below a 10, like an 8 or a 9, but at the end of the day you can still get some copies that are really clean. In some cases, some of these 8s will have damage that PSA 10s have had. Like I've seen people that are part of the E4 Discord that are getting sub returns back, and some of the 10s that they've been showing us pictures of are like, you probably wouldn't even get a 7 with CGC. So yeah, so it's all swings and roundabouts, I suppose. I was actually hoping for a bit of a better grade in this card because I was wanting to try and keep it for myself, but I got an 8.5, so I'll be listing that one on my eBay. I got this No Rarity Squirtle as well, fairly good grade. It got an 8 on the surface, 9.5 corners, 9.5 edges, so pretty strong grade. So that's missing the rarity symbol at the bottom, so this is the kind of the true first edition Squirtle card as well, and the Japanese equivalent obviously. Got the 8.5 and the Light Dragonite. I think I got a 9 or a 9.5 in this. I think it was a 9 in one of the other subs, so this one's going to be for sale as well. Again, it's a Neo Destiny holo. Can't really see the holo. I've changed my desk setup a little bit, so the light's now like in front of me, whereas it used to be to the right. So it's a little bit duller, but then again it's starting to get much darker here in Scotland, so it's like from last week the clock's changed, and now the sun goes down at like 4:30, 5 o'clock, so it starts to get dull pretty early. So this is the Typhlosion from the Neo Premium file as well. Decent grade. I just don't like 8.5s. It is a good strong grade for these kind of older vintage cards, but I think CGC, I don't know. Sometimes I like the half grade, sometimes I don't. I think sometimes it falls between, but I don't know. Is the difference between an 8 and a 9, does it warrant a half grade? I personally don't think so. It's just another reason that I'm kind of looking forward to PSA hopefully opening back up some new tiers, hopefully next month, and it will mean that I can kind of start focusing on cards that I can grade with them. So there's nothing much really else been happening, to be honest. I've been, as I say, just pretty busy listing stuff. I kept a bit of a close eye on PWCC that finished up at the weekend. It looked like some people got some really good deals with a lot of like CGC 9.5s from like kind of modern sets, some vintage sets and whatnot, down to CGC 9s that people got really cheap, as in like, I don't know, 50% of what cards are going for on eBay of the same grade and the same condition. I think I've kind of thought about doing a little bit of a video on PWCC just to go through some of the cards that were on my watch list, because as I said, quite a lot of stuff went quite cheap, even in comparison to the price that stuff was a few months ago. So there was like one of the cards that I was bidding on was a 2008 Tropical Beach, I think it's called. And back in June that card sold for like in a PSA 10 for, I think it was near enough $5,000, and in this PWCC round I don't even think it went for 900. I think it was about $890 or maybe $910. I can't quite remember, but it was around that. So yeah, there were bargains to be had. Like the Warm Pikachu cards as well, in a 10 a few months ago they were going for like $4,000, and I think now they're kind of sitting round about the 1,200 mark. So prices have obviously dropped on some cards, but just in comparison between PWCC and eBay for some of this kind of what I would class as kind of lower to middle end stuff, yeah, people were getting some bargains on it. So I think one thing it's shown is that if you're looking to kind of auction off stuff like this here, PWCC is definitely not the way to go for it. I also think they kind of shot themselves in the foot just the way that their bidding format works as well. So for those that don't know, the way that the bidding format works is that you bid up till a certain point and then it goes into extended bidding. But to qualify for the extended bidding, you had to be bidding on the cards beforehand. So say for talking sake, I had this card that I really liked and I had it on my watch list. When it came to like 10 minutes to go, I couldn't just then go and put a bid on this card, so a lot of people were left out. I would have had to have put a kind of initial bid on in the running days up to the extended bidding day. So yeah, I think that's why a lot of cards were going cheap, because people weren't sticking bids on stuff and they were kind of trying to do it last minute. Yeah, I'm not quite sure that's the way for PWCC to go, to be honest, but I think the extended bidding is definitely a good thing. I think that's one thing that kind of holds the prices back sometimes a little bit on eBay, is that it's literally just a mad dash in the last 10 seconds for everyone to throw their bids in. I think a better way of doing it is the way that Yahoo Japan works, where if you're bidding on a card, for any bid that's placed like in the last 5 minutes. So if I place a bid on this card whenever it's only got like 10 seconds to go, the bid timer then resets to 5 minutes. So a little bit of a balance. Sometimes that can mean that auctions run on for hours, which again I don't think is the right way to do it. I think it should be somewhere in between. So if you bid in like the last 5 seconds, even to reset the timer to something like 30 seconds, I think would be a better option. Especially for the number of cards that PWCC are auctioned. So I think they just auctioned about 8,000 or something around that number. So it's yeah, it's a bit difficult for if you're looking to bid on a few items, it's a bit difficult to kind of keep track whenever the timer's resetting like 5 minutes or 30 minutes every time, whatever it is. I'm not sure with PWCC, but yeah, I think that would be the way to go. Hopefully they make some changes. I think it would be a bit better. It would maybe make it worthwhile getting up at 3 AM or 4 AM to kind of bid on stuff. But so these are quite good, good 9 grades that I've got. I'm quite happy with some of these. I'm not going to. I thought I would maybe get through a video without making a comment on how CGC grade their centering, but I almost did it. I was about to talk about how that got an 8.5, but I'm not going to. I seen another couple of people on Instagram that have share the same opinion. So, but yes, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but I have only kind of just started playing the trading card game. Never ever played it. And at the weekend I took my oldest kid to a local gaming store, and there were heaps of people playing the game, and he wants to learn how to play it. So at the weekend I started kind of playing that online. So if there's anyone that's good at it that wants to give me some tips or help me put some decks together, anything like that, if you're watching, please get in touch, because I'm looking to try and get good at that. And then the last card I've got is just this 9.5 in the Blues Tactics. I was actually hoping that I would have got a 9.5 in the Reds Challenge, because I'm actually waiting on that to complete my 9.5 set in the 3 trainers. I'm probably going to cross grade them to PSA and hopefully get the 10 grade anyway, but I've just got another 9.5 in this one when it was a 9.5 in that I wanted. So it's been marked down for the surface and the edges, so yeah, I can't really see it just now. There will be something, but it'll be something really minimal. So yeah, that's it for today. I think I've got one more video. I think I've maybe got one more sub to go through that I got back a couple of weeks ago. And then, as I said, I've got 2 subs coming back next week. I've got a bulk sub, which, to be honest, is probably going to be one of the biggest mistakes that I've made in grading so far, because I think out of like 112 cards in the bulk sub, I think 50 of them are like 2 cards. I think I've got about 25 of the Sao Pikachu promos and like the same amount of the Illustrator Charizard, the Grand Prix ones as well. So it's going to be a pain to try and sell that stuff, especially with the market being slow just now. But yeah, I'll go over that all when it comes back. Hopefully get some 10s, especially with the amount of cards that I've sent in. But yeah, we'll wait and see. Thanks very much for watching.